Hey there everyone, I'm Marco Alcubé, the host of Expat Experts podcast, and this video is extracted out of a longer interview with Natalie Gushina, a Russian who lived in Ireland and now in Greece after falling in love with a Greek guy. She also discovered her passion for photography and now is her profession.
And then slowly you give them some directions, even for example, just, little touching, always moving, never still, because as I always say, if you freeze, if you just stay still, it's just one frame. Mm-hmm. So whatever you do, move it. You touch each other, move, fix your hair, touch your face, all these little things help you to catch those beautiful frames, which at the end, create a story.
Oh, it makes a lot of sense. I think it makes a lot of sense, the fact of the not posing as the idea, because I assume a lot of people comes with misconceptions of what a photo shooting is. A little bit like the top model thingy. I have a pasarela and I just show a little bit of that, or
yes, it's really cute because some people come to me and they're like, this is our first photo shoot and we don't know how to pose. And I was like, thanks God, you don't know how to pose, because it means you won't do these ridiculous things which look unnatural, because very few people can pose naturally. And in general, I'm not trying to judge, because, if some people are into more glamour and fashion, that might suit really nicely, posing, their style. But because I'm a lifestyle photographer, it means I want it to look as natural as possible. For me is a no.
Please go.
Yeah, so this is why, if you do not know how to pose, this is fantastic. You don't have to pose. You just have to be yourself. And that's it. The rest I will do. And a lot of people always, for example, think that photography is just me standing in front of them and clicking at the camera, where in fact I would be
20 Cent, like 1920 with the camera. And
it's not like this at all. I try to capture as many angles as possible, which means I would be lying down on the ground, I will be climbing the things, I would be, literally moving a lot. So I usually say, you enjoy, relax and have fun, and I will do the rest.
Nice. I don't know if you can really compare, because at the end you started here in Greece, but at least between the photo shootings that you were doing in Rhodes and in Crete and here in Athens, I think I've seen a couple of photo shootings that you did with foreigners, also people who were not really living in Athens, but they came for some days.
Most of my photo shoots are actually with tourists.
Okay.
Greece is a really funny country when it comes to photography industry. I don't know if you know, or I don't know if your viewers know, but let's say back in Russia, photography is a big part of our life. We don't only photograph weddings and baptism like they do it here. We would maybe go and photograph the Christmas photos, or it's just, you take your boyfriend, you go for a love story photo shoot. You have a baby or you're pregnant, you capture this moment. Anyway, we photograph. And here in Greece, sometimes I laugh and say it's a wrong country to be a photographer, because they photograph only weddings and baptism, which I never was really interested into, because I find it really, it's a procedure, it's a standard procedure which you have to follow the steps. And
photos with the bride, photos with the groom.
Yeah, it's and where is the creative part? Where is the spontaneous thing? Where is this?
I don't know if you speak Spanish, but I know that you speak Spanish, but I don't know if you know that we call it the BBB, the Bodas, Bautizos y Comuniones, BBC, the TV channel thingy in Spanish for both musicians and photographers or filmmakers. We say that if you are you don't have enough money, you then fall down to the BBC, which is Bodas, Bautizos and Comuniones, which is weddings, baptism and the confirmation of the Catholic Church.
Yeah.
And then it's just okay, you fall into that because it's not really artistic, but you need the money.
Look,
therefore you do it.
But that's the thing, this is the place where this is the area of photography which has money in Greece, and really good money.
Yeah.
Also really good competition, but it's a different story. But yeah, I'm struggling to find at the moment myself and what I can photograph, because I really like those little, just people's moment, people life's moment. For example, a woman is pregnant and they want to picture that moment, or the baby is born and he's just a couple of days old and he will grow and he will change, and they want to take that photo of him just, like at this tiny first day stage. Or
and it's not in the culture of Greeks to do that.
All the photo shoots which I've done of this, they were with people from abroad, with people from the States, from Australia, from other places in Europe, but unfortunately Greeks are out of my league when it comes to that so far. I don't know, I hope maybe one day it will change, because now in Greece, as you see, there are photographers from all over the world. We have a lot of Russian and Ukrainian photographers from other European countries, and I think slowly that, the culture will change, hopefully.
We'll see. Hopefully for you, yes, of course.
Yeah.
What about event photography? Because that's another big scene, I think, going to concerts, festivals, theater, this kind of stuff. It's still capturing a moment of life, but it's more like imposed, no, I suppose.
Again, the thing is, being a control freak, it's something I cannot control.
Okay.
It's a journalistic genre, which I do use sometimes because, it's one of the way how you can photograph the things, and you just, let the thing go and observe. But in general, this is something I have never been interested into. Like business portraits, not my thing. Concert or some, events, neither. Plus you have to be really a person who likes, all this communication and stuff. I'm a low profile. Even though I love connecting with people, I prefer it like that, private, maybe some slow music, nice conversation. I'm not a party animal or big event lover, so not for me.
That makes sense. I mean, I think it's good that you have so clear your own profile of what you want to do. That's very nice. At least you know where you want to shine, because I can assume that a lot of people loses themselves in trying to find, because photography, it's a very broad field. You can be doing landscape photography, and it's very different from, business portrait you were saying, which is
I don't know if it's actually, my strength or it's my curse, because I see here some photographers doing everything. They would do couples and weddings and baptism, and then they do the events and the product photography. They do everything, a bit of everything. And I mean, it's money, but how much of, at the end of the day, people go to photography, I guess, because they want to create. It's a really, really, it's really creative, kind of things. And if it becomes generic, then it loses the whole, meaning of it. And I'm happy for them that they can do this, but, I don't know if I would be able to do that.
But it doesn't define you that much, no? I mean, if you're capable to do everything, maybe you're not doing everything at the excellent level. You are just doing a little bit of everything and nothing.
I agree.
Properly?
I agree. You cannot be good at everything. Because, for example, even now I know my strength, and, I'm offered sometimes, for example, photographing an event or photographing, the things which are not my standard thing. And I tell people, guys, I would do this. Will I be good at this? Maybe not. So maybe you better.
Yeah. You don't expect to see the same results that I have in my portfolio if I'm doing that, because that's not the same thing. I assume it's also setting up your boundaries in what to do and what to accept and what to not.
Exactly. And I like to be honest with people, I cannot tell to everyone I'm great at everything. I usually maybe they say maybe it's stupid, but I would usually, inform people. Let's say the first time I was offered to photograph a wedding, it was a couple, which I photographed as a couple. It was their first reunion in Crete. And they contacted me a year after and they're like, Natalia, we are going to come to Crete. Do you want to photograph our wedding? And I was like, guys, I have never done this. I've never done this. And it's okay, you will do this. And guys, are you sure? I mean, this may be stupid. Another person would say just take the opportunity and do it. But I want to deliver 100% the result that people will be happy with. I'm not okay with just giving them something. So this is why I make sure that they know. At the end of the day, it was actually a very amazing experience. But yeah, I want to let people know that, I'm not very good at that.
Makes sense. Right now, are you seeing like next steps in your like career? Is it something in your mind that is like boiling in there?
In fact,
to do?
It does. I don't know if you've noticed, like lately I've been drawn to a new genre, nude. You know, I think I have been drawn to this from the very beginning.
If you liked this short video out of the full episode, you can find the link to it around here and in the description below. Of course, if you are also interested in checking out other episodes, please subscribe and like.